Hello, this is Cooper coming at you with a League of Legends shoutcast, one of the first of many actually, that I'm going to be putting up on this channel. This is the pilot episode, so I will be, I guess you could call this a first attempt at casting League of Legends. This will be using the unofficial client, LOL Recorder. I will put a link to their website in the description below. And with that, we will be following the purple team. The purple team consists of Blitzcrank, Kassadin, Tryndamere, Garen, and Akali. And we will be facing a Nasus, Ashe, Blitzcrank, Caitlyn, and Gangplank. It looks like they do not have a jungler, whereas the purple team does. Tryndamere has Smite, therefore he's jungling. And I do not think any of the characters on the blue team can actually jungle without Smite. It's not really a smart thing to do anyway, but you know, some people aren't the wiser. Even someone like, some people argue you don't even need Smite with characters like Amumu and Nunu, but it just makes jungling so much faster, and it's just really worth it. So it looks like everyone's going to the blue buff to guard blue buff in case Tryndamere decides to start there, and it looks like he might be starting there. He's heading on over there. Looks like Blitzcrank getting slightly a later start. Everyone just kind of finding their position. No sign of the enemy team yet, so it doesn't seem like they'll be invading the jungle. And it looks like Tryndamere is changing his mind. He is probably going for double golems, which is a much more common starting place for Tryndamere. Of course, starting with cloth armor and health potion, not really all that knowledgeable about new jungle Tryndamere. I used to jungle him back when back before they did the Rage revamp. I would always take Vampiric Scepter, which I thought was quite entertaining. Looks like Blitzcrank and Akali going to be setting up in the bush in the bottom lane. Maybe starting some early aggression. And it looks like Kassadin's taking mid while Garen takes the top lane. Garen seems he's also going to be providing a quick reach there. And I'm going to focus on this bottom bush because this just has Rocket Grab written all over it. So let's see, Nasus. You can see that Nasus is bottom lane. Caitlyn is mid. And top has yet to be revealed yet. Looks like Gangplank and Nasus running up. Oh, Blitzcrank running back, and Akali running back, deciding not to engage two very heavy melee champions. It's probably a smart idea, because both of them have very good early games. A nice grab on Blitzcrank, getting some early game damage, but was it worth it? Akali got critted by Gangplank's parlay. So it looks like top is the other team's Blitzcrank and Ashe. So Garen's gonna have a handful on his with the top lane. Excuse me. But his passive should prove very useful, and he should be able to deal with it. As far as mid goes, it seems like Caitlyn will have the advantage there because of her outrageous range early game. She has the highest range early game of any champion. Late game, it goes to Tristana and other characters like that, but early game, she definitely takes the cake. Looks like most characters building fairly standard. Gangplank taking a Doran's Blade instead of an early crit item. Probably has crit runes or something of the sort. Ashe taking a Doran's Blade and Garen taking a Doran's Shield. Doran's items are Doran's Shield, especially on tanky DPS, is a very good starting item. Looks like a failed grab from Blitzcrank and more damage to Akali. She's just not looking good. One of her health potion has already been consumed, but since she bought boots, she was able to buy two. Blitzcrank still doing well. Looks like Tryndamere is invading the enemy jungle. It's not like it matters though, because they actually don't have a jungler. So we will definitely have the advantage in this match of experience and of ganking power. Tryndamere, I wouldn't say the best ganker in the game, but he does have very, very good ganking potential. His spin can allow him to go through trees, and just it's all around, you know, a good ganker. He has his mocking shout, which slows enemies, which is really good for ganks. Looks like bottom lane and top lane have been pushed to the tower for most of the laning phase. Same with mid. We're gonna have a tough early game. We don't have a lot of early game damage, especially considering that we have a jungle. So a lot of our lanes are really going to be held up. Akali gets more of her burst late game and gets a lot more chasing power with her ultimates, and people like Nasus and Gangplank and Blitzcrank are such great early gamers. You could even call Ashe an early game hero too, but she gets, or Caitlyn would actually be more of an early game hero. But that debate aside, looks like there's a fight on bottom, not going too well for the purple team. Looks like the blue team made it out with fairly most of their health. Blitzcrank's mana shield was activated. For those of you who don't know, that's Blitzcrank's passive. Let's see if I can actually look at it. Yeah, it's his passive when he goes below 20% life, and Gangplank drew a first blood with the assist to minion kills. Minion kills took down Blitzcrank, which, if those of you who haven't guessed so far, was me. So I was just first-blooded. And there I am in chat saying that was horrible. And it was. It was horrible. I accidentally clicked flash and flashed into the fight. But that aside, I actually do better late game. But me aside, I shouldn't talk about myself. Looks like mid lane is going fairly well. Look at the creep farm. Caitlyn naturally is much farther ahead of Kassadin than you know, obviously. Caitlyn is a really great CSer because of her range and just the fact that she does some pretty nice early game damage, especially with her Peacemaker. Their team in general is actually much farther ahead in CS than we are. See, I've returned to bottom lane. Akali still remains. Looks like we may be going for some aggression. No, probably not. I think we learned our lesson from the few bad engagements. Although now that Blitzcrank has E, he can pull into the tower and stun, and because of the fact that they've been really pushing, this could prove to be useful in the next little bit. Top lane just CSing. Tryndamere continues to jungle. No ganks from him yet. He's currently level 5. Oh, looks like I missed some action on bottom. Nasus was slain, so there's a kill for our team, which ties the score. So far, even on towers, even on kills. Still anyone's game. It's only been 7 minutes, so, you know, that goes without saying. Looks like top lane just dove Garen, but with a really good ultimate, Garen has slain Blitzcrank and has Ashe on the run. Looks like he will not be able to pick up the kill on Ashe though, as Ashe seemed to pop both her summoners to get away. We can expect probably a gank from Tryndamere up top soon. Especially with Ashe. Ashe has no escapability. So, it looks like Gangplank is dead there too, telling by that dead body. I am just into all the wrong places. Definitely going to have to fix that for next game. So, there goes Caitlyn harassing Kassadin a little bit. Looks like they're both pretty damaged actually, so they've been doing a good job working each other up. A lot of characters starting to turn level 6. Actually, it looks like our whole team is, you know, there's Tryndamere just leveled, but it looks like our whole team is now level 6 or above, which is definitely a good thing, because it doesn't seem like, yeah, they have Gangplank and Blitzcrank are not level 6 yet, so we definitely have the experience and level advantage curve. So, Tryndamere's still not ganking, just farming up in the jungle, which is arguably not a bad thing, because when he comes out of the jungle, he will mean business. He will probably be the equivalent of well, solo top lane and mid lane. Since he's currently level 6, maybe about to hit level 7, not really sure, but no, not gonna hit level 7 yet, but he's definitely doing a pretty speedy job in the jungle, at least keeping up with the two of us down here, which is a very good thing. Looks like Kali's going to jump in, cause some harassment on Blitzcrank. Looks like I'm going to grab Nasus, knock him in the air. Will he be able to survive this one? No, not even with his ulti proc. Thanks to Cassidy's gank, he's not going to escape. But let's see if Blitzcrank... Oh, looks like we knocked Gangplank into the air. Unfortunately, he was still able to get Cassidy. Will he escape? Yes, with a bad rocket grab, Gangplank just might get away. Hopefully, Tryndamere notices what's happening and comes down into the river. Or rocket grab will come back. Oh, and he decides to try to juke us. Rocket grab is up. Let's see if a good rocket grab can cause this kill. No, looks like Gangplank will get away. Tryndamere did not notice the river. But that don't matter. We're still ahead on kills. Power's still even. Garen giving top lane a run for their money. Not much happening, but it's pretty tough to take down a Garen. And we weren't able to catch that. Gangplank, according to Kali, because she didn't have an ulti. But if Blitzcrank had hit that rocket grab, it would have also caused Gangplank's death. It looks like bottom turret may be pushed. This is the first time a tower has been pushed this game. Unless, yep, first tower damage this game. But looks like Gangplank will show up and prevent any further damage to their tower. Not much done, just a little sliver there. Looks like thanks to a gank from Tryndamere, mid was slain, which is an incredibly good thing. Tryndamere is an especially good chaser. Someone did have to blow an exhaust there, but it was still worth it. As long as a kill received, it's always better safe than sorry. Looks like Garen was just shot by the Ash arrow, and he goes down, trying to take on two at once, or trying to dive Blitz. Looks like Nasus has taken mid, so it can't be pushed anymore. It didn't really get pushed at all, but I guess that's why Nasus was there, right? Prevented it from getting pushed. So Gangplank is holding us off on bottom. His he went for a large amount of crit items early on, so he does a big damage, like when he crits you. Me and my friends always joke and say he crits like he's shooting you with an actual bullet. So finally at level 8, taking 1 point in overdrive. Tryndamere looks like he's built new wiggles, still with health potions. Cassidy seems to be going for a Man Immune or Archangel Staff. I'm going to assume Archangel Staff. I really don't know much about Cassidy. I'd assume Archangel Staff though, because he's primarily played as Garen going with, of course, Boots of Swiftness and getting an Avarice Blade for the extra gold P5 and the crit. And Blitzcrank still just has Sapphire Crystal and Boots and a Mana Potion. Still unused. Looks like Akali will be taking a parlay from Gangplank. I wonder if he will talk back or maybe jump.